Right, there we go. New year, new surroundings. But yeah, hi everybody who's watching this in the future, because there's nobody in the viewing it right now. But
That's right.
My name's Matty Monster from Who Cares Nerds. That is that effing guy. I'm used to pointing the other way.
I know. I do the same with Steve. I'll point that way, but then you realize the camera's flipped, so it's actually that's fucking. It's so unbelievable.
It's really handy for an audio podcast to be talking about the surroundings,
I know.
But if you're listening to this on Spotify or on Apple Music or whatever, I'm also on the YouTubes. So come and see my new setup of what I've got. Like I've moved into the front room, the wee smaller room, but I think I've got a nice wee setup. I've got my Robin costume on display. The lightsaber is still here. So is the posters. That picture behind me is also done by my local friend from Glasgow, Lee Robertson. That's
cool.
the Captain America photo that I'm eventually going to get tattooed. It's been 3 years since he drew that for me, but this is going to be the year. But yeah, so welcome to Who Cares Nerds, everybody. Today, if you've not guessed from the title, we're going to be talking Book of Boba Fett. Obviously, we are recording this on February the 8th. So February 9th is the last episode of it. So what we're going to do is going to talk about the show as it's been so far and talk about our favourite bits, like just the story in general. So this is going to be a good spoiler-full series, podcast. So if you've not watched it, I do apologise. It's like you could either pause it now or you could listen to us and you might get interested and go and watch Book of Boba Fett in case you've been holding off. But we're going to share a lot of stuff in it, so just that's a warning for you now before you all go for me in the comments. And at the very end of the podcast, we're going to try and give some ideas of what we might think might happen at the very end. Predictions for tomorrow morning for us. Because I know it's like midnight over in America, but for us over here, I think it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning we get it.
Yeah, no, we get it because I remember I watched an episode of.
I watched it earlier than I did last week. Usually last week.
I watched an episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier with Grace Randolph beyond the trailer, and I've never watched it like with her personally, but she had a live stream.
Yeah.
And she was watching it, and it was 3 a.m. and I watched it. It was like 7 a.m. So I think we get it at 7 a.m. and you get it at 3 a.m. So 3 a.m. I think they get it because she's in New York. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I but 3 a.m. because they're 5 hours behind us. So at 3 a.m. they get the thing that clicks on Disney Plus, so we get it for 7.
I remember with Mando, but I don't know if it was because Disney Plus might have went down because everybody was watching it at the time. But it was one of the last episodes of Mandalorian. It didn't come on until 9 o'clock in the morning. But I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was just because they sent it out at the exact same time everywhere, so it wasn't getting spoiled, or what the hell was going on.
I heard about that. I heard that they done that with the finale. They done that.
I always thought that was
it all.
easy for it.
Yeah.
But
you wonder if that'll be the same with Boba Fett. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, when I
wake up from
work. Well, I wake up for work. I wake up.
That's something.
So
I have to apologise for last week. By the way, I've completely forgot I had you guys on Twitter when I posted that, and I thought I was being safe. Like if you didn't know, right? Last week, right? I'll just dive into it now. So episode 6 was one of the best episodes of Book of Boba Fett because they gave Boba Fett, a 5-second cameo in his own show.
Yeah.
But like there's so many callbacks. There was like Mando, there was Ahsoka, Luke Skywalker, like there was hundreds of stuff, and like I was
building his first temple.
And then on Twitter, like I tried to avoid all spoilers because it was really early in the morning when I watched it. So I was like, what episode?
By starting out Cad Bane, it's like the only cunt in the fucking Star Wars universe is 3 letters in name.
I know,
Han Solo.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. But like,
good point.
I thought I'd avoided all spoilers. I thought like, cool, this will drag some more people into watching the show. Not that they need help from me, the YouTuber with 12 subscribers. Like, if you're listening to this, subscribe, guys. But I forgot that I'd left Luke's name in the tweet. and then I posted it, and then about five minutes later, Jordan called me an arsehole, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? And then we found out that I'd spoiled basically the ending of the episode for him, and I'm guessing for Dan as well, going by the tweet that was indirectly sent. So I apologise, Dan, as well.
To be
wasn't
fair,
intentional.
To be fair, it was so there's a YouTube channel called Star Wars Coffee who literally Wednesday morning posted all the main clips from that episode.
Right, see, that's a proper dick move.
No, I think they get pulled up on Twitter for it, actually. I'm sure they did. Got a lot of fucking hate. And they're brilliant. See, if I go to Star Wars clips, like you just think of a clip of a film.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry. But to have everything like Cad Bane versus Cobb Vanth, I was just straight away just like, Cobb Vanth? I missed it, the Cad Bane, but I was like, Cobb Vanth's back. Yes! Timothy Olyphant's back. Fucking love that guy. And then I seen a image of Luke Skywalker holding Yoda. I'm just like, nope, not the dice, Titan. And then I seen your tweet, and I was like, oh, you motherfucker.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's cool, man.
But,
it's cool.
Like,
it's cool.
It's something we need to talk about when we get to.
There was a lot. Don't get me wrong. See, other than that, there was a lot of surprises because, like, I never noticed Cad Bane. I just saw Cobb Vanth first, and it cut off the rest of the sentence. So I was just like, oh, Cobb Vanth is back. Yeah, Fencer. So when Cad Bane was like walking like a smooth ass criminal, I was like, oh shit, that's Cad Bane. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And thankfully, I have seen Clone Wars and Rebels and The Bad Batch just recently, obviously, to be like, Cad Bane, that's pretty cool.
Have you finished watching Clone Wars yet? Are you still working through it?
Nah, I've got my goal is, what's my goal again? I think my goal is May 4th. My goal is May 4th.
That's something else. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. Well, we hopefully, because
it's obviously it's not been confirmed for May 4th, but realistically, like they've announced that Obi-Wan Kenobi show will be out in May. So realistically, if they do not go for May 4th, no matter what fucking day of the week it is,
actually, so during the stag do, Steve's stag do over the weekend in Manchester, a lot was drank. We worked out that May 4th is a Wednesday.
Oh, right.
And Wednesdays are like Disney Plus's go-to days for their premieres. So it makes fucking sense to have Obi-Wan show premiere on May 4th, the Wednesday.
I want an actual date so I can book it off. That's all I want, right? Because I'll not be able to go to work.
Just wake up in the morning and be like, watch it before I go to work. I can't wait. I love Obi-Wan. Like I definitely love Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan. Like he's like, I mean, Alec Guinness, right? But Alec Guinness didn't get it. He was even saying in interviews gibberish shit. I don't get it.
Everybody loves Obi-Wan, but loves Kenobi because Obi-Wan because of Kenobi. No, Obi-Wan because of McGregor. Sorry.
Yeah.
But obviously, Alec Guinness did obviously start the character and get everybody, he wasn't as interested in it as everybody else became, but he still deserves these props for it. He took the role.
McGregor
he fleshed it out a lot more.
He got more. He got 3 films worth.
He made it his own character.
Yeah, and now he's going to get his own series now. So he's the one who's getting a chance to flesh it out big time and really bring some lore to the Kenobi name. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait for it. I mean, I think it's going to be fantastic. I hope it's. I mean, we've been told, right? Obviously, we know that it's the same creative team as Boba Fett in terms of visuals and stuff like that. So visually, it'll look good.
It's going to look amazing.
I really hope story-wise, because Boba Fett, the show so far has been a bit kind of it's all right. Yeah, it's kind of.
It's not been as good as Mando. Even when you watch, even when, because I think it's for obviously Mandalorian has been out for 4 years now.
4 years, 2 years, 3 years, 3 years.
2019, 2020. At least 3 years. So first season, when you watch the first season, the first couple of episodes, they're really good, but they're still. A bit of a slog to get through. It's not like nothing happens. A lot of stuff
It's
does
a
happen.
beginner. It's a beginner series.
It's because you don't know anything about the character. You're not sure about it. I feel
it's series 2 that really is like
series 2
hits
starts
the
off
head.
like just going. Aye.
And then even the finale, you're just like, oh shit.
Aye. So like season,
it's beautiful.
When this season started, like I didn't know what to expect really, because I was like, obviously it's going to be a Mandalorian-esque show, but we hadn't heard anything about it other than the wee clips that we'd seen, which seemed to have basically came from like the first 15 minutes of the show.
Yeah. See,
so
what? Because obviously me, Steve, and Dan over on our podcast no longer podcast of the Old Republic. No, Moncherry. It's only a movie podcast. So we're going to do a whole breakdown overall of the whole show and like what we thought of the finale, like after tomorrow. I don't know when, so don't quote me on the date. So how I feel I'm going to go into our review is basically like with the beginning of Boba Fett. What I loved was the flashback sequences, getting out of the Sarlacc pit, meeting the Tusken Raiders, getting taken in by them, becoming like their brother. I thought it was fun. I thought it's poetry. So good. The Sarlacc pit.
I seen something about that actually. See the whole flashback bit where he's with the Tuskens and whatnot.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was that posted it, if it was Filoni or whatever, but apparently that whole segment where he's like training with the Tusken, well, not training, but like as living with the Tuskens, that's meant to last about 5 years.
Ah, okay.
Because like, when he meets up with Fennec Shan, that's about 5 years after Return of the Jedi, which doesn't happen till after the Sand people have been killed.
Well, that adds in because that adds to the. Well, that's quite good because we see there was never really a kind of like after Return of the Jedi to get at the Sarlacc pit. There's no like. I mean, you assume it's only been like I don't know, a few days, a few hours. It doesn't. I can't see it being like years later, but that makes more sense. To be 5 years later after the Tusken Raiders. Mm-hmm. But like, see when he came out the Sarlacc pit. I mean, a part of me was just like, a cop out. He just dug a hole, climbed his way out. That's it. But at the same time, I was like, fuck yeah, what do you expect is going to happen? Fucking Slave 1 comes down and pulls him out. Exactly. So you're like, well, it makes sense. All the flashback stuff is brilliant. I
always thought, like, see, I don't know if it was an actual thing that ever happened in any of the books or that, because I've not really read all of the books then, but I always had the idea of when Jabba's ship crashed into the Sarlacc, I always thought that killed it.
Yeah.
That could have been really got out, but like, there must be like pure nuclear bunkers in things.
But I liked it. I like what they've done with the Sarlacc pit. I like what they've done with the flashbacks. I like what they've done with all that kind of stuff, like Boba going to Jabba's palace. Obviously, we've seen that like in Mandalorian series 2. But here's my overall thing. Like, I think, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate here. And Steve and Dan kind of were like, I don't actually know what. I don't even think I've told him this yet, actually. So my opinion is, I don't think Boba needed a whole series to himself. I think what they could have done is had him appear in Mandalorian series 2 and be like, oh shit, what's your name? Oh, I'm Boba Fett. Oh, kill Mandalorian. Cool. Where'd you get the armor from? Oh, my dad. All that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And then the next episode of Mandalorian could have just been a standalone, just like the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And then the next episode was just basically, right, you've caught up with him now, so here we go, Boba Fett's back to normal. End it with him going to Jabba's palace, killing Bit Fortuna, taking Rain, all that kind of stuff. And then tie in like a Boba Fett show into Mandalorian series 3, rather than giving Boba a full series himself. Well, I say a full series himself. It's only been fucking 4 episodes.
The people on Spotify just use air abbreviations.
Yeah, air abbreviations. Give him a full show himself, and I just feel as though it could have been right. Either the show could have been better, or they just done that, just had it on one episode of Mandalorian series 2. I mean, I like the show.
Yeah,
it's just. Don't know. I mean, the fact that the greatest episode ever was the Mandalorian episode, solo episode, right? Which then became the greatest Mandalorian episode ever. But to then have the second greatest episode ever be the Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka, fucking basically Star Wars cameo galore episode with Boba in the episode for like 5 minutes. And all he really does is say a few lines and nods at Mando, and then you're like, that's it. So, like, it's going to be interesting it's going to be interesting to see what happens next in the next episode. Because, like, is it going to be that the best episodes ever have been 5, 6, and 7? 5, no Boba Fett. 6, Boba Fett for 5 minutes, and 7, I don't know. But I mean,
it does seem a wee bit like they've done Boba Fett a bit dirty, like by
definitely.
It's almost like they preempted that everybody was going to get a wee bit bored halfway. Not so much get bored, but you know what I mean, like get a wee bit tired towards the middle of it. So they decide to bring in the Mandalorian just to kind of spice up a bit.
Well,
but
Dan said
focused on it.
Dan said that I never knew this, but Dan said that Tamora Morrison actually went onto Twitter or Instagram at the kind of episode 3, episode 4 point and said, "Don't worry, guys, it gets better." Now, to have your star of the show to be like, "Yeah, guys, don't worry, it gets better," because I'm not fucking in the next episode at all, let alone 5 minutes the next. It's just I feel so bad for the guy. Like I really feel bad for him. I think I just don't know what Disney are thinking. I don't know, not Disney. I don't know what Dave Filoni's thinking. Like Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, Robert Rodriguez. I don't know what they were thinking with this series. Like, if you're going to give Boba Fett a show to himself, give him a show to himself. I mean, seriously, see the whole Mandalorian episode. It could have literally been the start with the what do you call it?
Darksaber.
No, not it was the Abattoir. The alien Abattoir. It could have been that. He could have done his shit. Jin, you know, of the Darksaber, all that kind of shit. Cool. Cut his own leg because he's fucking stupid and useless with the Darksaber. We didn't just release. You need to actually kind of like learn how to use it and wield it because it's that heavy and that's pretty cool.
I mean,
but
there's a lot in that episode that I loved.
It's amazing.
Especially, it's like see the part where he goes to Mos Eisley. He goes to
Espa.
It's one of them. But when he goes out and she put like he's asking like if did you get me a Razor Crest and she turns up with a Naboo N1 starfighter.
Oh no! Like, so cool.
My heart, like honestly, I was like, oh my god, yes.
All the references are amazing.
It's not even that. Like I got flashbacks of when I went when I used to go to Toys R Us and I walked into Toys R Us and all that Lego was on like when episode 1 came out in like year 2000. It was amazing. So I felt so happy when I seen that because I was like, that's one of my favorite starships. Like it's so simple looking, but like the fact that they used it. And then they souped it up as well. Like that whole, I'm not a car guy, but I get the feeling that's what car guys are like when they see stuff like Pimp My Ride.
Yeah. Because Bryce Dallas Howard done the fucking episode justice. Like she's tremendous. No, it's one of those things where like I said, so the first 5 minutes was an abattoir and all that kind of stuff. He's slicing and dicing. I can either take you in warm or cold.
Himself.
Yeah, and himself. Like, see if then at the end of that 5 minutes of action, he gets a phone call from Fennec. Listen, by the way, Boba needs you, cool. You'd have been like, all right. But to then give the guy a full episode himself, for Fennec to then appear at the very end, be like, how you doing? Comes to him face to face, Boba needs you. You're like, it's just such a random episode. It's such a weird setup for an episode. It's such a weird setup for a Boba Fett show. It was like, I mean, see if this was like a backdoor pilot to a Mandalorian series, you'd be like, that's pretty cool. But we know the guy. We've known him for two full seasons already. It's like a backdoor pilot to series 3.
It's like,
and then
I think a better way of doing it would have been like see the episode 5 when he first shows up in the abattoir. Yeah. Save that. Like you could just use that avatar scene as the ending for Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
like just that scene, and then started the newest Mandalorian season from there.
Even that,
like obviously, finish off what you're doing with Book of Boba Fett first, but like
it's just so random. And then to end that episode with Mando Din Djarin saying to Fennec, "I need to make a pit stop first, to see a little friend or an old friend."
I assumed when they said that was going to be the opening for season 2, not the next episode. Like,
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like, because the whole episode had been about the Mandalorian. I was like, right, cool. They can't
Yeah.
really carry this on for 2 episodes. Surely it's not his season, and then they just carry it on for the next episode.
I know.
I was like,
And then
it's not that I'm complaining about it, because it followed
it's
up with one of the
brilliant.
best episodes of Star
It's
Wars I've ever
fantastic.
seen.
But it's the fact that then we got episode 6, which literally for like, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes an episode, we were with Luke and Grogu.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with Boba Fett? Like, Dan made a good point.
That's the only episode there's not been any action as well. There was literally nothing. But it was one of the best episodes.
It's great. It's beautiful. All the Luke Skywalker stuff, you know, Ahsoka saying, "Oh, you remind me of your father." You're just like, "Oh, my heart sunk." But like, and then you see the Jedi Temple getting built or the Jedi School getting built, and you're like, "Oh, it's fucking brilliant. It's so good." And obviously, Favreau did say at some point, obviously, you know, Mandalorian and all that. We're going to obviously have to try and tie into the sequel trilogy at some point. So I'm cool with that. That's a good wee Easter egg to kind of set shit going. But it's just such a random series to even be on chapters, like the second last episode, and be like half an hour of Luke and Grogu. And it's beautiful. The sequence was so cool. But you're just like, I mean, Dan made I think it was either Dan or Steve on the train down to Manchester or up from Manchester, said that it's the Book of Boba Fett. So it's obviously it's chapters, so it's books. So the main character isn't always in like the whole every chapter. And I get that, but when it's on TV though, it's a bit different than reading a book.
I mean, I would like, not that I don't agree with them on that. I do, but I get what they're talking about.
I do get it.
For a 7-episode series, and 2 of the episodes have got pretty much nothing to do with the main story.
Exactly.
It's like, see if it was a longer series, see if it was like a 20-episode series, then
you'd be all right.
I'd be fine with that. Like, because you've got hundreds of, it's just 2 filler episodes, like, really.
Yeah. But amazing. But yeah,
you've not got much time, because now it's I'm sure getting like last season of Game of Thrones vibes a wee bit, like, you know how they raced through the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then after that it was just crap. Like,
yeah. But like,
not that I'm saying that it's going to end up with Star Wars.
No.
I've got all faith in Filoni and all that, but it's just, it gave me the fear.
I get what you're saying. It's like, see, I get where Dan's coming from. And I remember, I think I said to Dan, like, I think that difference is though, Dan, like you said with a TV show, if it was like 20 episodes, you'd be fine with it. But it's a book. In a book, there's like 40 chapters. You know what I mean? Or something like that. So, like, the main character being in saying 36 of the chapters, it's still a length. There's only 4 chapters he's missing from. But to have a 7-episode series and only being in 4 full episodes and 5 minutes of one episode. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I'm there. Do that again. Actually, like that. Do that again. That's actually better. That's probably better. That's better. That's better.
But this one.
For me. So to be in like 4 and literally only a quarter of your show so far, it's crazy. It is crazy. I don't get it, but why not? We'll see what happens though.
Like, one of those ones, like, it's brought a lot of people back to the show, I think, because
definitely
like, people, because like Boba Fett's been a character that's been around since the 80s, right? And there's always been some sort of mystery about him, and now we're getting to fill in the holes of that mystery. And I get why everybody complains about why has he got his helmet off and all that. He's not technically under the Mandalorian law that Jared is, because he's not a child of the Watch. So like, he's like doing it, but it's just because we never seen him take it off back in the day.
Neither is Din Djarin anymore.
I know.
Spoilers.
Although I've seen a lot of memes about that. Like he holds the dark saber, so he rules Mandalore. So why the hell is he not going calling the rules? Like, no, fuck your rules.
I know.
Although that was something I really liked about the episode 5, was like how he was swinging the dark saber about and he ended up cutting himself because like the way it's always been explained in the books is like the only bit of weight to a lightsaber is literally the hilt, because this is light, so like you've got nothing to kind of balance it out. So that's how Jedi and Sith are usually the best to use it, because they can sense it with the Force, like, so they don't cut themselves.
Balance the Force.
everybody on Twitter, like that's on Star Wars Twitter, that was complaining about fucking he can't use it. He's not a Jedi and all this pish like that. Does everybody forget? Everybody always jumps to Han Solo, and they always forget, General Grievous with 4 big fuckers. Like he used them pretty well. Like I know he got
Finn?
4 of his,
Look at
three of his. Finn as well, aye. Like so, it's not.
Finn's like a Jedi. Look at him. Well, maybe it'd been Force sensitive if it was up to JJ's writing.
Hold on.
But no, I think the series so far is. I think it just puts on to you.
I'm mucking about with the screen.
I think the series so far has been good, but it's just one of those kind of things where it's a shame that the best of it has not been with Boba Fett. Apart from the flashback sequences and the Tusken Raiders, all that kind of stuff, that's all great Star Wars stuff.
Yeah,
it's very A New Hope. It's very classic Star Wars. It really is. Do you know what I'd love to see though? What I'd love to see is them going back even further and having a Boba Fett series set during the OG trilogy, because there's still so much we don't know about him during then. Like he was just there with Darth Vader on the Death Star. He was, or the Star Destroyer. He was just there at Boba's palace. Like all we've got is a show so far saying it. By the way, see when he gets swallowed whole by the Sarlacc, he's actually alive. I want to see Boba Fett like back in the younger days, even before the original trilogy, and then kind of gradually
that's the thing, like, with Luke Skywalker,
there's books and stuff like that.
With Luke Skywalker, we got to see him as an old man, right? We're kind of getting the same with Boba Fett just now, but and the difference is like we're getting to see young Luke Skywalker as well. In this case, it wouldn't have cost you nearly as much as it would be to just keep the helmet on him. You'd never need to take his helmet off. You've got a young Tamara Morrison right in front of you. All you need to do is get him to do the voiceover.
Or you just cast a young bald man.
Aye, not even that. Like you could literally cast anybody, stick them in the suit, and just get Tamara Morrison just to do the voiceover, like they do with Darth Vader. Like,
basically.
But that would be kind of cool. Because in the last episode they brought back one of the best villains from the Clone Wars series, in my opinion, Cad Bane, who's a bounty hunter who was apparently trained by Boba Fett's dad, Jango Fett.
Okay.
So that's how Boba and Bosk and all that, like they kind of became a bounty hunter family for a bit.
True. And then Steve loves Bosk.
Then shit hit the road. I felt like I was never really a fan. Well, no, I wasn't a fan, but there's nothing really appealing to me until I started reading the book. The Bounty Hunter comic books that are coming out just now. The story behind all that is like it's set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, when it took them 5 years between those two films. So it's the story. It kind of goes on with what happened to Han Solo and why he was stuck in carbonite for so long, instead of going straight, because Boba Fett ends up I can't remember, something happens to the ship, to Slave One, and then he takes it for repairs, comes back, and someone swipes Han Solo. So it's like following where to get him and all that, and then it's like Darth Vader shows up and stuff, and then Bosk, there's a hit put out on Boba Fett by Jabba the Hutt because he's not returned with Solo on time.
And
then Bosk is one of the bounty hunters that comes after him, and and like in proper lizard fashion, Boba Fett blows his legs off, and they grow back like Deadpool style. Like just wee bits every couple of comics, like his legs are a wee bit bigger, but they're not fully there yet. It's just it's brilliant.
Sorry, don't mind me.
Just for those on Spotify, Jordan's readjusting his seat. I think. I hope.
I don't know. Something wrong with you. Just
to be the best YouTube video ever if you just.
I used to be able to lean back. Kirsty's been using my chair recently. Kirsty's been using my chair recently. I think she's done something. I think she's adjusted the hydraulics, not the hydraulics, but you remember the.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking weird. Anyway, I like Steve loves Bosk, so I think he was always hoping that Bosk was going to show up in the Boba Fett show. Might still do.
I kind of hope he does as well. Like, I hope he's not like. I hope he's not canonically dead or anything like that. They've killed him off screen or anything, because like he's. I remember hearing stuff. Like, I don't know if it's been. It used to be canon, but obviously with Disney, you don't know what's canon nowadays. But I remember hearing that during the time between Empire and Return, that Bosk had, like, because Bosk always had a pure hatred for Wookiees and Chewbacca especially.
Because they hunt, because they're kind hunt.
But his was personal, because apparently his sister was killed by Wookiees or something. Okay. Right, or that's what he thought, but it turns out that his sister was actually brought up by Wookiees. She was assumed dead, but they brought her in and brought her up. So I don't know if that's what Disney's going to do with that, or if they're just going to retcon that or what. But it would be kind of cool to see him just kind of hunting for his, like, Guy Boska show, just him hunting for his sister. Like,
yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be quite cool. That'd be quite cool. Oh, talk about Wookiees. What do you have Black Chrysanthemum?
I was quite surprised at first when I seen that. But it wasn't even that. Like, see when you first see him and he just shows up and you're just like, I bet you he's important. Don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, I've no idea.
Like,
but
he's very cool. He's not done much, but he's very cool looking though.
Although like, the next episode after he's released by
Big War,
when he walks into the bar and just starts, when he gets pished and then kills all the
boss. What's I know Steve
Rodians. Rodians are Greedos.
I'll just quickly Google. Steve knows our kind, but I'll Google it quickly. Trandoshan.
Trandoshans, that's what it is.
I didn't even have to Google it. I didn't even have to Google it.
He's just sitting there, just getting pure pished, and then just looking at them. You can just see, they don't show you what's going on. You can just hear stuff and what's going on in his head, and then you just know he's going to end up killing one of them. And then she, like the lassie that owns the bar, just tries to talk him down, and you think she's done it, and then he rips his arm off and just walks out.
Jennifer Beals' character, she's fucking hot. She's like 58 years old. She's hot.
I mean, she's roasting now, considering what happened in the last episode.
Oh shit, son! Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. Like, you knew that something was going to go. See, they walked into the briefcase and they left the case there, and you're just like, boom. You think, oh, you bastards, you. That's brutal. Like, I hope the next episode is a prop. The thing is, like, I'm kind of right. I don't know. Am I the only person that's thinking I'm kind of lost with what's going on with the story? Like, I get there is the spice trade, and Boba's like, you ain't coming through my town without paying the price, and that kind of shit. And we don't want that drugs in our city. But it just all of a sudden kind of just shit's hitting the fan. I'm just like, what the fuck? Wait, what? What happened here? Whoa. Everything's just happening so quickly. I'm just like, I'm confused here with what's going on here.
I went back and watched it from the start again, just because it's coming out tomorrow. So I'm just like, I'm trying, because the last two episodes have just been Mandalorian season 2.5. Yeah. So like, I was like, I'll go back and watch some of Book of Boba Fett. And like the whole scene, like for the first couple of episodes, obviously you see him with the Sand People. Yeah. The first one, he's a slave. The second one, he becomes one of them.
Yeah.
I think it's the third one that they kill them off.
Yeah.
And it's pure sad because like you see him. It's just after, like, well, I assumed it was just after, but it's probably been a few years that he's been one of them rather than just a slave of theirs. And you just see him. You see him piling up all the gaffy sticks, and then you see him pick up the wee youngins. We stick in you. Just man.
It was quite shit how they done that. But then again, it's Star Wars.
There's the one sand person that we don't know. I hope she's not dead. But the one that taught him how to fight. I hope the fuck she just comes out of the shadows and just like in this last one, if there's going to be a massive fight and it's just going to be her out of nowhere, it's just like
that could be interesting.
But the Undertaker.
But see when he went after the gang that killed his Tusken pals. Seen he came down with Steve White just blowing him out of hell. I was like, yes, you motherfucker, love it. Speaking of gangs, what do you think of the Power Rangers?
I mean, I'm not as against it as most of Twitter seems to be.
Oh, they're
I do like
fucking
it,
arseholes. I hate them.
but
I like them.
I don't like the colours and all that. Like that's a bit much for me. But I kind of get I kind of get it though.
I
like,
love Power Rangers. I love
like
Power
the
Rangers.
idea
I
of
hate
using like cyborgs.
Yeah, I don't mind
as
that.
your
But
thing.
I hate the color coordinating.
The whole bike thing, kind of.
Yeah,
it seems to like it's like they're trying to be hard, but they're clearly riding Vespas.
Oh no! And look at colours, and there's yellow, and there's blue, and there's red, and Twitter is just ripped the arse out of them for the memes. And it's like, well, you shouldn't. Would you? I mean, see, seriously, it's kind of like when Doctor Who. It's kind of like when Stephen Moffat revamped the Daleks and made those big, colourful Fisher Price toys.
I only lasted for one episode.
Yeah, I didn't mind them. I didn't actually mind them because the thing is, so the Daleks back in the day, there was multicolored Daleks back in the day.
They're like Swiss Army knives.
So that's cool. So they all had different colours and stuff like that. The Doctor Who, the Peter Cushing movies had colourful Daleks. I didn't mind.
I think they just seemed a bit too clean to be living on Tatooine. That was all it was. The problem for me. I know it's like, but it's like me as well. Like I get that they're young and they've got a hobby, like something they enjoy. So but like that's like me with this. Like this has been an ongoing operation for the last 7 years, nearly for me, 8 years now, and I get like doing something and putting a whole load of effort into it and all that, but in the situation that they're in, like there's no way you're keeping a bike that shiny, like no chance.
It's just strange, but it is what it is. It's just, but it's one
of those. I did like the cameo for what do you call him? Danny Trejo. Is it Danny Trejo?
Danny Trejo.
When he was the Rancor handler.
The Rancor handler, perfect. Perfect cameo.
That was beautiful.
Oh, the best cameo.
Even for a distance, you knew it was him. Like it wasn't even in focus at the time. You're like, oh, that's fucking Danny Trejo.
Perfect cameo. It really was. I like that. Yeah, that was perfect for him. Being it that he's like the fifth cousin of Robert Rodriguez. So weird. Their family tree is unbelievable. But no, it's perfect cameo for him. It's perfect role for him as well. But no, like I'm looking forward to the finale tomorrow. But then I'm thinking because there's a lot of chat online. Is this it? Is it one series and that's it? Is Boba going to die, or is it going to be he's had one show and that's him? And it's going to be you just become a kind of a cameo in Mandalorian.
I can't see how they're going to cap it off tomorrow unless they're going to give us like a good 2 hour episode or something.
Never, be like an hour.
I know it's but this is why we don't make Star Wars films, like even it's just like we don't know where they're going with this, but like they might be able to tie it up in an episode, but I'm going to say bullshit. Like if they do,
I think they'll try and tie up as much as they can tomorrow, and then the
rest will carry over to Mando.
Well, yeah, either they'll announce a series 3 or they'll be like Boba Fett. Either they'll announce series 2 or they'll carry over to Mando series 3. But I don't know. I mean,
I get the feeling the only thing that will carry over to Mando is probably going to be the choice of wee Grogu of what he decides to do.
Yeah,
because Luke Skywalker was a dickhead for doing that. That's just asking to get your Jedi school blown up by your nephew.
That was just bish. Like seriously,
I think ideally, I think that could be the storyline for Mando season 3. It could be the starting storyline at least or something. I don't see that being part of the last episode, considering there's focused so much on the last 2 on the Mandalorian, and this is meant to be like the final episode of Book of Boba Fett. So maybe that's what's happening. Don't know.
That's the other thing as well. Like they've left episodes. They've left a Boba Fett show with a cliffhanger of Grogu, choose the chained armor or a lightsaber. And it's like, we're going to spend another 10 minutes of an episode Boba Fett show with Luke and Grogu. I love it, but I'm like, what the fuck? Just give me Christ. It's like Boba Fett needs to cameo in his own fucking TV show. It's mental. By the way, just quite like Steve's not a fan of CGI Luke Skywalker. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, like,
It's
I like
fucking
it.
tighter. It's
And
tighter than
it's a lot tighter. It's a lot tighter than it
Mando
was
series
in that
2.
last episode. Aye, I think
It's
it's
so
because
tighter.
they've obviously had more time to. Well, not so much more time, but like they've had a lot more use out of it this time
Yeah.
round. So they've been able to kind of tweak it.
It's so much more tighter. And the
Um,
fact they've now got a new
but I
technology.
would there is like some scenes, like there's bits where when you see him running, there's some scenes where I can see from a distance. Obviously, that's not the CGI version. That's just a stand-in. But
That's
that's
fine.
it's a
That's
fucking
cool.
TV show. I expect that.
But the CGI is so good.
But you have to be like proper looking at it, just focusing on it to actually notice it sometimes. But it's not like Superman CGI for fuck's sake. Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing that bad.
Have you seen the thing that Mark Hamill never recorded any lines for this?
Did he not?
And they've used a new technology where they can basically take old stock footage,
Is he getting paid for it?
I assume so.
I mean,
Old stock
it's like his image though. So like,
Oh
but
yeah,
obviously it's not an image, but
so
it's a different law.
Mark Hamill did say that when he signed on to the sequel trilogy, he did sell his likeness, his voice. He sold it all to Disney, right? So right. So in this new bit, so obviously the Mandalorian series 2 finale, he obviously was on set holding Grogu, so they used the stunt double, and then it was him standing with Grogu, and he just de-aged his face, or don't know what they've done to his face, right? So that's quite cool. And he recorded his lines, and he just de-aged his lines, or I don't know what it is. But now, supposedly, there's a new technology that suppose it's been about for a while, but it's not perfect until now.
It's not.
So what they can do now is they can take old stock footage and basically manipulate it to record new lines. So they just basically put a computer, new lines.
So basically, what you're saying is that they've Google translated Luke Skywalker's voice.
That's what I was going to say. That's essentially Google Translate. Or remember those birthday messages you can get from like David Hasselhoff?
Aye.
Like it's that basically. So they've got that technology.
Because I was sort of thinking, like, I was like, Mark Hamill's voice is a lot rougher now. Like, I was like, how did they get him to do all this with his younger voice?
Basically, what it looks like now is Mark Hamill doesn't even need to get told. By the way, you're popping up next week in an episode. They just basically do the shit, and then because he never even knew, Like, I mean, well, if it's going by the Twitter from Sam Whitworth, something like that, yeah. Mark Hamill never knew that he was going to. Luke Skywalker popped up in the episodes.
That's awesome.
So that's quite crazy that we were all sitting there like, "Oh my god, Mark Hamill's back!" And it's like, cunt wasn't even there.
You know how he's always saying like, I could never be on in a Marvel movie because I'd spoil the shit out of it. That's an easy way to get Kevin Smith into a fucking Marvel movie because he wouldn't know. All he would need to do is sell his voice, and then like we could just get him in, and then you'd be winning.
Definitely. Well, Mark Hamill. I thought Mark Hamill's in. Is Mark Hamill not in Guardians 3 supposedly? I don't know if it's been confirmed, but there was a while back. There was a wee kind of rumor that Mark Hamill might be popping up in Guardians 3. I'm sure it was something like that anyway. But I don't know.
I'm going to try and share my screen here. So if you're listening on Spotify, go into the YouTube and you'll see this. Right? I was looking at it the other day because I bought the Lego Razor Crest. When I opened the box, it was already assembled and it's already situation. But I thought I'd travel back in time and put it together. So I thought when I seen the N1 Starfighter on. I thought, I wonder how much the Lego version of that's going to be because Lego's going to come out with a new version of it. So I wanted to see how much the old yellow version would be.
Yeah.
So if I share my screen, hopefully I'll be able to show you that.
Like £500 or something like that.
Well, it's not that bad. But the other day, when I did it on eBay, it is currently 110 quid.
That's not bad.
That's not bad, and that's for like old school style. Is it sharing my screen?
No.
What is going on here?
You're bigger.
They're all over the place. Hold on, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. That's why. See, this is why I never get this right.
Oh, something's happening. Something is happening.
Ooh. Aye.
There we go.
So that's currently what it's going for on eBay, and that's a used one.
That's not bad, I guess. 110. That's all right, I guess, isn't it? How much is the new one or newer one?
There isn't a newer one yet, but on Amazon, I know they're going for a good bit more. Like,
that's not bad, I guess.
But like I was just testing the water because I thought, like, because I know you can get like, I don't know if you know, but see the Lego the Lego magazine sort of one. They always send you out like a wee tiny Lego figure that's exclusive to the magazine. That's where I got most of my wee Lego Robins and all that stuff from. And I found the actual star, like the wee just single wee Lego version of that, and they're people charging a good £50 for that just now. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous, man. This is like Pokemon cards all over again. Like, stop Logan Paul on us.
Pokemon cards again. I hated Pokemon. I love Pokemon cards, but I hate them. I hate what they turn into.
I mean, I'm still a fan of the Pokemon games and stuff like that, especially the new one. Like, I've not got it yet, but I've seen what it is, and it's basically like open world, like like GTA style, where you're just running around running into Pokemon. Which is the way I've always thought, why the hell have they not done a Pokemon game like that? Like,
Steve was talking about that the other day, and he said that it's like an open world Pokemon. That's quite cool, I guess. Speaking of GTA, have you seen the GTA 6 has finally been announced? But it's only been announced to be in active development. So it could still be 2024, 2025, 2026. Like, all they've said is it's in like active development.
Yeah,
but it could still be several years away. I mean, I'd like to think
they're all sitting about up in Rockstar, just sitting playing GTA 5. That's all they're doing. Like, they're just saying they're working, right?
I mean,
for the tax purposes.
I'd like to think they'll bring it out for next year for the 10th anniversary of GTA 5.
Oh, fucking hell, 10 years.
I know.
Jesus.
It makes sense.
I've got a cheek saying this, but I feel fucking old.
I know, man. I feel old as well. Like,
I remember the day GTA 5 came out, because it was the day my wee cousin, she turned 18, and she was pure raging because everybody was posting about GTA 5 and not happy birthday to her. I included that in my happy birthday message to her. Like, you're never going to forget this day. It's the day GTA 5 came out, by the way. just to rub salt in the wind, you know.
That's a shame.
But it was good times.
Yeah, 10th anniversary. So I was 12, and no, I wasn't 12. I was 22, and I'll be 32. Great.
I was 19, 18. I've been 19 because that was when I was in college at the time when it came out.
Okay.
It was because I was in college studying video game development, and that was the first one.
That's pretty cool.
That was the one we were talking. I was purely because I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life when I left school, and I was like, I like games, that'll do. But
so what do you actually learn in that course? Do you actually build a game?
Fuck no, I didn't learn fuck all. But like, you learn, like, in my college, it was the first year they ever ran it, and I don't think they really tested the theory on how to run it. Like, we learned how to do some stuff like background music development and stuff like that, and like stuff for that sort of stuff that we used on the Unreal engines and all that to build like levels. But it was like levels for like Doom and stuff. And what's the other one? It's not Doom. Kind of like Unreal. That's what we made it on. So we were making like our own versions of that, and then at the very end of the year, we'd play everybody's level and we'd all batter each other, like quick scoping and all that. But I was always playing. I'm an avid gamer, right? But I'm nowhere near like a pure like shit bucket gamer who just sits in the house and just, you know, constantly fucking playing. I like my games. I like story games and stuff like that. I do like stuff like Star Wars and obviously, and like I do like playing stuff like COD Zombies, but that's purely for nostalgic reasons nowadays.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But like I love doing stuff like that, and I love PUBG. But the way these guys played, like they're like level 9,000 odd on Skyrim and stuff like this, and I'm just like standing there, like, I can't do this. That pure put me off the course, and I think it really depends on who you're on the course with sometimes, whether or not you're actually going to enjoy it, you know. But it was a good course. Like I did the NC, and then I went on to do the HNC, which is like the higher version of it. Yeah. And I did I got through like the higher maths and all that. And then after that, I just kind of, after I got as far as Christmas, and then I just kind of quit because I was like, I'm not really, not that I went off it, but it was just like, it was more coding and stuff like that they were doing. And I was like, it wasn't even coding for games. It was like coding for like a calculator just to kind of see if you could actually do any sort of JavaScript and stuff. And it's like, this isn't what I want. I thought going in that I would be doing stuff like, I'd obviously knew I was going to do some sort of coding. I always thought I would be able to do some more arty stuff because, as if you can tell, I'm a very arty person.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking of, like doing character creation and stuff like that, like 3D models and Photoshop and stuff. I was hoping to kind of we did get a wee bit of use in that, but it wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. So it kind of put me off continuing with the course, and then I ended up getting a job working somewhere else and just kind of left it behind. But I got an advanced hire out of it, so I can't really complain.
That's quite cool. Okay.
And that was me jumping a stage because I never did higher maths. I did like whatever the next level up was into maths, and then that was the highest I got in when I did my hires. And then I went to college and they made me skip a level, so I had to do a lot of catching up to do advanced higher maths, but I got it.
I thought that maths.
I mean, I'm not too bad with numbers. It's more writing I'm kind of shit with.
I can count money and that's it. You see that whole fucking A plus B equals C squared? Fuck off. Seriously.
Algebra nonsense.
I'm not fucking adding up the alphabet. I mean, it's fucking stupid.
I don't remember the B times table.
I know. I don't remember. Like, fucking, I know exactly. Billy Connolly said it right. I mean, fucking stupid. Stupid.
Why would I learn algebra? I have no intentions of going there.
I know. Fucking stupid.
But aye, like, what do you think your guess is going to happen tomorrow then? Like on the show? Getting back to Boba Fett?
Do you know what? I hate predictions because then you always get them wrong. I don't know.
I know.
I think there's going to be an all-out war. I think it's going to be a sort of Mandalorian Series 2 finale kind of thing, like a war, like basic Avengers Assemble. This is what it felt like. Avengers Assemble, and then there's a war. I mean, like, I don't think anyone's going to die apart from the bad guys. But like, as I was saying, I'd hate to think that Boba Fett just dies. You'd be like, fuck off, man. It appears in like 4 fucking quarters of a show, of his own show, but then gets killed off in the series finale. I mean, I think they'll stop all the spice traveling through. I mean, I don't really know. Like, I kind of try to think of ideas for this question. I honestly can't think what will happen because the fact that the last episode ended with Grogu making a decision, so I'm like, I don't know if they're going to spend too much time with like every other person, bar Boba Fett and the Spice Crew taking down the bad guys. I don't actually know. I
don't think Andy Major's going to die, but I'm just thinking there's Boba Fett is by himself essentially, right? He's got a bit of backup. Fair enough. He's got Mando, he's got Fennec, and he's got
Black Cassad.
Aye, and he's got the Modders. Aye, but he's also got the Rancor. I get the feeling the Rancor is going to get killed. Like, if anybody's going to die, you know, it's going to be him.
Of course,
but we could also have a scene with the Rancor just tearing shit up as well.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like that prick the Rancor and it's spilling a whole crate of spice and then just getting high off it and then just going on a
that'd be quite good. I like that actually.
Although
I would like for it. I'd like for this big battle to take place at Jabba's palace. So
yeah,
that'd be quite good. That'd be quite good.
That'd be quite cool. But I get the feeling like because it's like the Pikes and like they're like a massive organization, they're going to have like a proper fucking army.
Yeah,
and Boba Fett's got like you could probably count on like two hands how many people he's got to his name right now.
Definitely.
As from what we've seen. But it'd be really cool if he called in like his help from his old bounty hunter mates as well. And it's just like Bosk and all that showed up.
Well, that's what Steve said. Like, I wonder if like other bounty hunters will appear, like you said, like Bosk. Will they appear? I don't know. I mean, as I'm saying, I don't like making predictions. I'd rather just go in just open-minded. Like, just this is. I think I don't know. Just because seriously making predictions. It's pointless because there's not really. I mean, see if you were to ask me to predict this whole show, I've predicted the wrong fucking show. Like, I mean, I genuinely thought it was just going to be Boba Fett, just try to become the leader and that's it. Not, Mando gets his own episode. Luke Skywalker pops up. Grogu pops up. Fucking Ahsoka pops up. Everyone pops up apart from Boba Fett. I never expect that at all. Fucking Vin Diesel pops up as Dom from Fast and Furious. You know what I mean? It's all about family. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like, I've not got a clue, mate. I've really not got a clue at all. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be
I'm really. It's the same when Mandalorian's on. It's like I love that time of year because it's one of the things that makes me want to get up in the morning on the days that it's on, and it gives you something to look forward to during the week. And I like at first, like when we first got Disney Plus, obviously America had it a good 6 months before us nearly, and they got all the episodes of Mandalorian, so it was all spoiled for us.
Oh no. Well,
there was a lot. Well, I say a lot. Like there was a lot of stuff that I seen because I was able to avoid it. But it was right about the same time TikTok came about for me, and then I was constantly on TikTok, and I was seeing hundreds of stuff, and I knew about Baby Yoda, like because you couldn't avoid it.
I mean, that's kind of. I mean, I wouldn't really say. I wouldn't say Baby Yoda was a spoiler. I don't know. I seen Baby Yoda everywhere. The kind of, I'd say the one major thing that got spoiled for like me, I think Steve and Dan as well, maybe yourself, was Moff Gideon wielding the dark saber. I think so. I think. Did I? I don't know if
I think it might. I think it might have got spoiled, but at the same time, I don't know if I was actually paying attention as to what it was at first. I thought it was just a lightsaber, and then I watched back because I think it was. I think I definitely watched Mandalorian before I got into the Clone Wars because I did the same thing. I think Steve and Dan did, where it was like it was on the telly back in the day. I watched a couple of episodes. I liked it, but because I only had like fucking Freeview, so I was waiting for it to come back on CITV, and it was like never like same schedule. It was never the same like episodes in common sort of thing. And then I got Disney Plus, and then I binged it when we were in lockdown, and then I was like, "Holy shit, I love this!" Like,
I mean, I never understood. When you look back at it even now, I never understood why we got Disney Plus like 6 months later.
Because we are British, and I said that in quotations for people on Spotify.
I get that, but
I know
there's quite a lot of things we get.
Because we're over here.
There's quite a lot of things we get either the same day or before the Americans. But to get a full Star Wars show that the whole world was dying to see, and we get it fucking last, like I just don't understand that. Like even the Chinese were watching it through December. We never got it until like what, March?
It was March because Disney Plus came out on my birthday.
Bonkers.
In 2020.
Bonkers. I think the Mandalorian had started in like October.
It was October 2019 is when it started.
October? Yeah, so that's mental. That's mental how we got it that far later. Like it was a fact that
I believe Mandalorian started and then the series finished the day before Rise of Skywalker came out. That's how
So
they
it's
marketed it.
Yeah, okay.
Because I remember hearing about it on Fat Man
It's
Beyond.
just,
That's probably the one place that spoiled it most for me, to be honest, because they were talking about it constantly, and I was like, "Yeah, bastards."
It's just bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers how they worked all that, because like I remember going on Twitter and begging Sky, Netflix, Amazon, anyone. I'm like, I'll fucking buy yous all. Just one of yous have the Mandalorian. Because I think at that point when Mandalorian started, there was still no deal made with Disney Plus hitting the UK.
Aye.
So we're sitting like spare pricks, being like,
and we could have watched it. We could have watched
up.
it, but like we'd have had to watch it in shitty quality.
I
We'd have
know,
we
like,
wouldn't have got
mate,
into it.
I remember everyone being like, obviously Mandalorian. I'm just like, no, mate, how can I watch that? Also on this dodgy site, this dodgy site.
Aye.
I'm like, I'm not watching a dodgy site.
One of the boys I used to work with and work in the old pet shop, like he used to watch it all the time, but he used to watch it on Showbox, which for anybody outside the UK is like a really shitty version of pirate copies. Like it's literally like camcorder footage. And I was like, I can't watch it because it's something I want to enjoy. And if I'm going to have to sit and watch it on my phone, I'd rather watch it on the telly. Like, not that I don't watch it on my phone, but usually if it's the first episode or first time I've watched the episode, I usually watch it on the telly because you get a better experience. It's the same like most movies. You want to watch it in the cinema. Because
I'm not
bigger.
a pirate. I'm not a pirate person. I'm not. I just. I think. Don't get me wrong. Back in the day, I had a few pirate copy DVDs, but that was just purely because it was films I wasn't old enough to see.
Aye.
In a cinema. So
it used to be one. It used to be one. It wasn't even us that was the problem. It was our parents. They were the ones buying them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like...
I mean, like, I remember getting a pirate copy of Alien vs Predator. I was only 13 at the time, and mom and dad were like, "I'm not taking you to go see fucking Alien vs Predator." I mean, like, just because I'm not watching fucking that shit. Shut up. You can get it in pirate copy. I get that. I get Jackass #2 on pirate copy. I'd seen it. I was in the cinema. I went to see it in the cinema. I went to see it for my birthday. And I was 15 at the time. So I went to see that for my birthday with one of my neighbours, who I will not talk about because he's a prick. He'll not. If he listens to this show, I'll be surprised, mate. I mean, like, no offense, but you're surprised. No offense, but you're no his kettle of fish. So, and yeah, I got a pirate copy of that after I went to see it, and I got a pirate copy of Halloween 2007, the Rob Zombie one. But that was before my dad's like, I know it was horrible, but the thing is, so that was before my dad was like, "Do you want to go see this?" So I'd already got it, and it was in the house when I came home to watch. When I came home from watching it, but yeah, I wasn't a massive pirate fan. Like, I don't know. I just kind of. I think like pirate copies.
I can still vaguely remember, like, there used to always be one guy that used to always sell the pirate copies, and he used to give you a list of all of them as well. Yeah. This one it is.
Guy Mom's work had a master as a book basically of all pirate copy movies, like music, CDs, game. I think he couldn't do games, but he had a guy who done games. That's another thing. I've never had a pirate copy game. I don't even know how does that work? How does that work?
I remember, I used to always remember your mates used to have it, and you used to say you used to have a chip PS1, and like, how the fuck? Where'd you get off it?
How does people get? I don't get that. How you can pirate a game? I don't get that. But the guy,
we are going live on Twitch, by the way, as well. So everybody that's out there playing your pirated games and streaming them, for you guys, these are geniuses.
Exactly. But like, I remember the guy in Mum's work who had a big, like, all pirate films, and yeah, I think I got a few more than what I remember. But that's the kind of ones that I remember. I remember getting ones, but I remember getting a few of them. But it was never like big special films that, like, it wasn't like Matrix. I mean, don't get me wrong though. My dad was sacrilege and brought home a pirate copy of the Phantom Menace, and that's how I first saw the Phantom Menace. I never saw it in cinema. I saw it on video.
I think I was the same actually. I watched it on the official cassette, right?
No, I watched like a pirate copy video. Like, I mean, it was a good copy as far as I can remember. It was a good copy video.
I think this is like the fourth time I've heard this story for you, to be honest.
I hated it. I was just like, I don't like this film at all. Where's Luke Skywalker? who's Anakin Skywalker? I'd watched.
Why is Obi-Wan young?
Yeah, why is Obi-Wan young? Why is Yoda like? I don't get this. It's stupid. I don't fucking understand.
Although, did you get? Did you? Was that when Yoda was still originally a puppet?
Yeah. So the original version I saw. Yeah. The original version I saw.
Jabba was practical as well.
Yeah. Well, do you know what's funny actually? Right.
I've yet to find footage of like practical effects Jabba before he was like. I know there's like a version when he's just a guy.
Yeah. Well, see.
But it wasn't until you guys mentioned it that I didn't know he was.
The POTOR mascot. So this was the first time that everything got remastered in digital and all that kind of stuff, right? So the Jabba we seen this trilogy from 1997 is CGI Jabba, or well, as CGI could be back then. And then we also had the 2007. 10, 12,
was it?
11, 12. Whatever the first time.
No, in fact, it was 10. I think it was 10 years after Phantom Menace. I'm sure.
I'm gonna argue that. It was the first time it went on Blu-ray. 2011. So the saga on Blu-ray.
Exactly.
That's quite.
That's the thing though. Like, I wish I still had like versions of the original ones that I watched that I could still watch. I've still got the cassettes, but obviously I don't have a cassette player.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, I wish I had that and I could show the Wayne that, because, like, see, showing her the new stuff, I feel pure cringy sometimes watching it, because I'm just like, this is not what it used to be, man. Like,
so see the Jabba that I saw, because I had A New Hope on a video on its own, it's a solo cassette tape, and I'm so fucking sure, right? This video was pre-97, so it must have been about, I don't know, I think I got it like 95, 96. So I was about 4 or 5 years old. I'm so sure it was Fat Man Jabba. But I can't remember.
Hold on, I'm going to try and find a picture of it, because I'm sure I know who you're talking about.
It's just a wee fat guy like Danny DeVito, with a big massive trench coat, a big kind of furry coat. So I'm sure as shit I had a video of him as a wee fat man. I'm sure I did.
I'm sure this is him.
Yeah, I am so sure I had the video.
I always remember Jabba looking a lot better in the Phantom Menace as well. Like, he didn't look CG. He looked like proper practical effects. In fact, he might actually see like this one.
I can see that middle one.
Like the middle one. He looks shit, but like he looks a lot better than.
So Fat Man Jabba, I'm sure was my one. We had 97 Jabba, which was lighter, that bit kind of lighter kind of worm, and then that one there, you've got the third one in that picture. That's either the DVD, like the first time DVD, or the 2011 Blu-ray version. But I am so fucking sure that I had a video with the Fat Man Jabba. I'm sure I did. And then obviously the middle one was 97.
This is
he walks over.
When I finally noticed that it was.
It's stupidly.
It's the pure cheapest cut ever.
Oh no, it's terrible. They fixed that in the 2011 one. No, it's a picture. But it's
they haven't fixed it on the Disney Plus one, believe me.
Are they not? Oh well, there you go. But someone, I think fans.
It was until you guys mentioned it, like how I think you guys were talking about it one time, and I don't know if it was when you were doing the live watch along of it, or if you were just talking about like your favourite scenes or something. And it was, I believe it was Dan.
Oh, that's right.
Dan or Steve that said it, how it looks like how he used to be a man, and then they brought him into being a big slug guy, and then they had to animate like the clip to make it look like Han Solo stood on his tail, and it was what do you call it? And it's the pure crappiest bit of editing I've ever seen, like especially for a high budget movie.
The original hopping over was like he handles this. It's that kind of. They've cut him out and kind of done that, and that was it.
It's weird.
But in the 2011 one, I think the Blu-ray version, they made him they kind of softly had him going over it, and they had Jabba do this. Oh, as if like, yeah, super two, you bastard.
Yeah.
But it's just,
So
I know
weird.
it's terrible. It's so bad.
Although,
like, seriously,
until you guys mentioned that, I had never noticed it before, and then I had to go back and watch it, and then I was like, holy shit, yeah. That's
yeah.
I think it's the newer version is obviously the bit where the CGI'd in Boba Fett as well. Like he was never there originally for me.
I know.
And it's when you look at it, like it's after I noticed that obviously I knew Boba Fett was added in, but I didn't realise how kind of iffy it looked.
It's so random.
And then it's like,
and also like, on you go.
Boba Fett never used to sound like Tamara Morrison as well.
I know, it's an American guy.
It wasn't until after the prequels, obviously they re-edited it, and I was like, imagine being the guy who originally did the voice. He's been missing out on so much money now.
That's another thing. So he's dead now anyway, so it's okay. Well, it's not okay. It's not okay, but you know what I mean.
It's sad.
The 1997 trilogy that I've got is the old American guy that I've met. I've actually met him, nice guy. And then the 2000, whenever they came out in DVD again, or the first time they changed it to Tamara Morrison, and then obviously in 2011 one they changed it to Tamara Morrison already. But like, I love George Lucas, but he really fucked things up with all the adding in stupid, pointless shit. Like,
and he always apologizes like it's your fault, because he always says like, I'm sorry the fans fell in love with a project that wasn't finished. It's like, no, that's not the point. You put something.
See when you watch the 1997 version with the all new CGI, all new added shit, he does fix that special effects in the Blu-ray version and make them, because when they first came out, they looked so out of place, as if like they've just been added into like a 1970s, because it was it was 1970s film. 1970s kind of shit, and it's out of place 1997 CGI thing. In the 2011 Blu-ray one, they smoothed it all out, made it look more. It looks more in place, but you're still like, that's still out of place. It's more in place, but it's still out of place. And like, even like the extra, like the extra CGI'd in stormtroopers, you're just like, why? You've got these real guys standing there like, move on. And then there's these CGI figures. I'm like, why? What'd you do that for? Fucking idiot. I love you, but you're a fucking idiot. That's what it cost. I love you, but you're a fucking idiot. It's just, she's not here anyway. I don't think she's here. Are you here? Kirsty? No, she's not here. But it's just, there's annoying things that George Lucas done. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's annoying things that Disney have done. But it's just adding stuff in.
That,
yeah, there's just so much annoying things that George Lucas done with his re-releases of like, I can just add this stuff in because the technology's better. Technology's better, yes. Doesn't mean just add in monsters for the shits and giggles.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
There's a whole new music part that's 5 minutes long.
There's
no need for it, right? Your movie was brilliant.
Perfect.
You got to a certain stage and it's...
Well, there's been a fan outcry for re-releasing the OG trilogy on Disney Plus, like not touched at all, crackly footage, all that kind of shit. Perfect.
I mean,
do it, please do it.
Arguably, like they're going to make money off it regardless. Like,
but see if they actually released the original footage on Blu-ray. Like, there is no A New Hope. There is no.
The only one they're never going to release is the Life Day one, the Christmas special, right? But they've released parts of that. They released obviously the cartoon part for, so that's the first time you see Boba Fett. Which it's a cartoon, so you can't. It's not actually too bad. I've watched it, but obviously I don't think they're ever going to release the rest of that.
I've never watched it.
George Lucas is like determined that's never seen the light of day ever again because it was just utter garbage.
Thanks, George.
Yeah, thanks. That's the one thing you've done right, apparently. But like, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen tomorrow morning, at least, and then after that, our next Star Wars outing is going to be Kenobi. Which,
well, are we going to get a trailer for Kenobi at the end of Boba Fett? You might.
Oh, that could happen.
We're on. What date are we on?
I don't want to make a prediction on that.
We're on the 8th of February. 8th of February, March, April, May. We're 3 months away. Right. You're either. This is Steve's theory. You're either going to put it at the end of Boba Fett, which seems like kind of out of place because it's Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, but as what it is, or this Sunday Super Bowl. Now,
Super Bowl
studios love fleshing out trilogies and promotions.
You might be onto something there.
Yeah. I mean, if we get a Super Bowl trailer for Boba Fett for Obi-Wan Kenobi, or have a wee teaser and say coming Wednesday the world premiere of the fucking Obi-Wan trailer. This is the best place to do it because there's.
I mean, if they don't give us a trailer, see if they literally just gave us another version of the titles and then just Darth Vader's breathing. That'd be enough for me. That would get me through to May. Yeah. Leave it all and
they could go down the Spider-Man No Way Home route and just have no trailers until the very last minute.
Aye.
Or have no trailers at all.
No bad cuts. No so we've got to try and guess where the other two are.
See, even just an image of Ewan McGregor, full, promotional image of Ewan McGregor in his Obi-Wan Kenobi outfits, and just be coming May 4th. I'd be happy with that. I'd be all right, cool.
That's the thing. I heard it's going to be a 50-50 show, so it's going to be 50% Obi-Wan and then 50% Darth Vader as well.
I'm cool with that.
Right, I'm all for that. I don't know if that means it's but by the sounds of it, it's going to be a busy show considering it's a single series, and it's going to be like Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be 8 episodes or something. I think. I can't wait.
I'm good with anything. I'll take anything. I think when it comes to, I love Star Wars.
I do think if we don't get it tomorrow, Super Bowl's probably the earliest we're going to get it. If we do get anything. I do like the whole mystery about it, but at the same time, I want something.
Yeah, we need something.
I want to look.
Was that?
I want to look at it, not a Skywalker. I just want to look.
Oh, we'll definitely get something. Even, do you know what? See even a poster. I'd be happy with a poster. I don't need a trailer. I just need a poster, something, just to say hi, just to remind me that I'm still coming on TV. I'll be there soon. Don't worry. May the fourth be with you. May the fourth in it. It'd be amazing. But I can't wait. It's gonna be a good. I think Boba Fett Chapter 7 is gonna be a good finale. No matter what happens, a good finale.
If you are wanting to hear a review of the last episode, Jordan and the other boys at I was going to say Poto are there. It's only a movie because I've rebranded. I remember when we had to do that when we used to be the Glaswegian Geeks, and it took us about 2 years before we actually got it down every single time. We're calling it Who Cares Nerds. But if you are wanting to hear Jordan's last episode review, that is where it's going to be over there. Go follow them on YouTube and the Twitters and everywhere else.
Spotify. I'll even come back onto here and we can have a breakdown of it and chat shit and stuff like that. Because why not? It's going to get talked about for a while anyway.
Aye. Well, my plan for this year anyway is to try and have a podcast up at least once a month to try and keep into a simple routine. And that gives me enough time to kind of get something new to watch in between. And it also gives me some time to think of ideas for random stuff to do.
Yeah.
I'm maybe thinking of doing some more gaming stuff as well, like on Twitch. But it just depends on my week, I guess, because I'm in a new job, if you didn't know, doing life-saving work. Matt's out there saving lives, not dressed like Robin anymore, just dressed like a fucking nurse. But I'm loving it.
Heroes don't wear masks, mate. Heroes don't wear masks.
I do when I'm in that.
Yeah, true.
And I need to in the hospital as well because COVID's still a thing.
I'll get plans for stuff as well. I keep saying that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to try and get more stuff going on in my podcast on my YouTube channel. I'm kind of dabbling with the idea of doing a podcast and doing like a separate podcast of just talking random shit. But I want to keep my That Effing Guy for like movies and TV and stuff like this, and even do like That Effing Podcast. And then like just have like random shit, like have people coming on talking about mental health, talking about anything they want to talk about, like what do you have for dinner today, that kind of thing. Just talk about random shit.
That's how I started. I started on the Glaswegian geeks, air quotations. That's where I started, because the boys that I used to work with on the comic page that used to go around Glasgow, that's where we all met, and we used to do a radio show.
Yeah.
And then we got into this after we left the page, and then I started doing my own separate one on Hill Talking, which is Scottish Hill Talking. Go follow that one if you want to hear something about the Scottish hills. It's magical.
Yeah, I love it. That's a good title. Hill Talking. Hill Walking, Hill Talking. That's very good. That's very good.
Like I'm probably just going to change it to S Hill Talking or something like that, because like Scottish Hill Talking is making me run out of hills to talk about. But like, you know, rebranding works. But like, I don't just do the one sort of style of podcast. I do this stuff where I'm interviewing someone, and then sometimes I'm doing stuff where I'm just talking about stuff, and then I do ones like talking about my mental health, which kind of helps me as well, as gives people places to go and gives them like many wee sort of Yelp reviews of the hills and all that. But like, it's something I enjoy doing, so I'm always here if you're needing a hand, because you've helped me out a lot. So
yeah, man, yeah. That's a good thing about the little community we've built. Obviously, we've built a little community with yourself, with me, Stephen, Dan, yourself, Luke, Aaron, Rural. So we've had a good wee kind of,
that's the thing. Like this time last year, we didn't know each other.
Yeah, that's weird.
You guys had just started.
Yeah, we just started like a month ago or so. You know.
Aye. And the only reason I came across you before you started, like maybe a couple of weeks before, purely because of TikTok, because Dan posted a TikTok. I duetted it, and then I started talking to you, and then I was watching and listening to it, and then we did all the watch-alongs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like, because of lockdown, this has been a brand new thing for me. I never used to do podcasting over Zoom or over StreamYard in this case. Shout out to StreamYard, sponsor me. But like, doing a video podcast was always kind of weird. I never really understood it until Zoom kind of hit us all, and we all kind of had to accept that this is the new norm for a bit. And thank fuck it did, because we've been like, we never mentioned this. We got to meet up in real life this year as well.
I know. Awesome.
We were on the hunt for this bad boy.
Yes,
and it does the thing, because it's got lights and things. It does.
Have you done all your stuff to it?
Not yet. I've done some stickers on it.
Actually,
I've got some stickers. We should have just done the whole podcast in these. Like, if you're if you're watching on Spotify, go to YouTube. You'll see what we're talking about.
I've not put batteries in mine yet.
I put the batteries in it the second I got it, because I wanted to see what it did. Like, but
what does it do?
So the lights light up, and then you can slide that bit off as well. And it's got a targeting system. For those wondering what the fuck we were talking about, me and Jordan both got Deathwatch helmets from the Black Series. That's when we met up at the start of January. So
I got mine for Christmas, and Matty wanted to copy me. You can get one as well. I think your original goal was to get
one of the stickers. Nice. And I've got an X-wing as well.
Nice. I'm
thinking of painting it, but I'll maybe wait and see.
Your original idea was to get a Boba Fett helmet, wasn't it?
Original idea was to try and get a Boba Fett one, but that's apparently it was around about the time the brand new one, like with the done up colours, was coming out. So that's how we couldn't get one. We went all over Glasgow that day. Yeah. We ended up going to A1 Comics in Glasgow. Shout out to them, because they're the legends that were able to get us this.
Yeah, and I bought this. What did I buy?
And I got a discount because I've got a blue light card, which if you work in the emergency services in the UK, is a discount card for them. If you didn't know, the brilliant Blue Light sponsored me as well.
I bought a Mission Impossible figure.
Yeah, it was the most 90s thing ever.
1996 Mission Impossible figure. I forgot to show Sleeping and Shabby. They'd love this. I need to show them, actually. Yeah. I want to take him out. I don't want to take him out.
Who was it? Oh, Who is it that follows us that's into toys? Is it Blue Harvest Toys?
Blue Harvest,
Someone else.
Sleeping Collectibles.
That's who it is.
And Shabby. They love all their collectible toys. I think there's more actually. Who else is there? Just Mark, Shabby, yeah.
A1 Comics in Glasgow is a good wee. Well, it's not right out the way of the town, but it's a bit of a walk compared to everywhere else.
It's in,
so we started.
It's Immersion City.
Aye.
No, Trongate. Trongate's at Trongate.
Trongate.
It's in the Trongate.
We started. We thought we'll go to Forbidden Planet first because Forbidden Planet in Glasgow is actually the second biggest in the whole of Europe. Biggest comic shop.
Cool,
I found that out the other day. It's in Glasgow, so it's ours.
I know that.
No, I didn't know it. Yeah, I heard one of the guys talking about it because I went up in February as well because I needed to go get other things. I can't remember what it was. The Lego, the Razor Crest. But like I tried there first, and then we didn't try the small Forbidden Planet because it was shut, wasn't it?
It was shut for refurbishing. HMV tried HMV.
Right.
And we tried A1 Comic. It was even that's it. So
I was HMV, because I'm thinking it was a proper day out we had.
It was a good day actually.
But it was a good day, man. Aye.
Fucking late again. My lights fell so good, don't mind me.
Jordan's tech's already attacking him. It's already.
That's all that's happens. That's all I'm seeing the best of video. We did a best of obviously of all the combinations. Like there's a few cuts of me just my light falling all the time. Always falls. Yeah, that's me. I get Elizabeth.
But my original plan was to try and get a Boba Fett helmet because of the Book of Boba Fett. I was obsessed with Boba Fett, and I was like, I need a Mandalorian helmet. It needs to happen. And I couldn't get one, but I could constantly keep finding Darth Vader everywhere, and I was like, I really like Darth Vader, but I don't want Darth Vader because, for those of you that know me, I'm a scout leader, and I do this one night a year where we do a thing called Nerf Night. Nerf Night. Is when all the Waynes bring their Nerf guns, and last year the last game of the night was to shoot your favourite leader, and I have been running some major points this year, so I know I'm the one that's going to be in the firing line, so I'd like some armour, and I had to go and try and find some Beskar. But like, I'm happy that it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's something that I can customize and not feel pure guilty about customizing because it's a generic sort of Mandalorian helmet essentially.
I really thought about actually. I could customize mine actually.
Can throw some colour on it. All I need to get is some masking tape for the visor, and they'll be all there. Just need to think of my own colour patterns. But yeah, like I am really happy with my purchase. What else? I think that's us for the night because we've been talking for an hour and a half.
We've done all right. We've spoken about what you want to do, so gives you enough to edit.
Aye. Looking forward to tomorrow for the last episode. You'll probably hear Jordan's side. He's over that side. On It's Only a Movie. Go follow them on Twitter, YouTube, wherever else, Spotify, especially Spotify for me.
On Twitter, we are called Only a Movie Podcast.
I'll leave the links in the description. And I'll leave Jordan's links as well.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
But yeah, like I hope everybody enjoyed this show, and I hope everybody enjoys Book of Boba Fett tomorrow, and we all have a good time, and nobody spoilers it on Twitter like I did last weekend, and I'm sorry again. But yeah, go give me a follow over on Twitter. My name's Matty Monster, and I'm on Spotify under Who Cares Nerds, and on YouTube as well. But thanks everybody for watching and listening and enjoying our rantings for the last hour and a half. Hope you all enjoyed it. And thanks, Jordan, for helping me out again, who is basically an honorary member of the Who Cares Nerds.
Thank you.
We'll need to get the branding irons out.
Yes. I appreciate that.
Right, so thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you later. Guys. And if anybody wants to sponsor me, my email's in downstairs, so, sponsors. Hey.
Come on.
Never know. Bye, guys.
Bye.